David was suddenly horrified to find that his face had shed a layer of skin without any warning. But it wasn't just his face, his entire body was peeling, and his facial features had also undergone subtle and imperceptible changes. However, the doctor told him that this was a normal change after the vaccination. It turned out that David was invited by the medical doctor to serve as his assistant, taking care of and studying various snakes in the laboratory. To prevent David from being poisoned by a venomous snakebite, the professor injected him with a mysterious serum. Out of his admiration for the professor's professionalism and authority, David didn't have too many doubts about the serum, but gradually, he noticed something abnormal in his body. Every time after a meal, he would feel dizzy and have a headache. Then one will soon fall into a deep sleep. And after falling asleep, a series of hallucinations would occur in his mind. When David woke up again, his eyes became increasingly sharp, and his sense of hearing and smell became extremely acute. He could clearly capture even the slightest sounds and smells in the surrounding environment. Whenever David mentioned the strange changes in his body to the professor would lie and claim that it was a normal phenomenon after getting vaccinated. In this way, David lost 30 pounds in a month amid a vague sense of unease, which made him feel even more uneasy. However, this unease soon turned into intense fear. One day, David woke up and suddenly found that his body was getting more and more wrong. Snake scales began to appear on his arms. David quickly went to the doctor to ask what was going on. Unexpectedly, the doctor brought a bottle of medicine for David to drink and said it could relieve the symptoms on his body. Although David was extremely reluctant, he was even more afraid that his condition would get worse and worse, so he still chose to trust the doctor. But after drinking the medicine, not only did David not get better, but he also felt unbearable abdominal pain. He wanted to go to the hospital for a checkup, but how could the doctor agree? He immediately forced David to inject another medicine and then tied him to the laboratory bench. In the doctor's astonished gaze, David, lying on the experimental table, quickly completed his final transformation. First, his head gradually turned into a snake's head, then his feet began to merge into a snake's tail, and finally his entire body transformed into a snake's body. Thus, a king cobra was born.